In this video, we're continuing with exploring area of figures, and we're still looking at circles. In this video, we're going to look at a very interesting area in a circle. It's called a segment of a circle. So not to be confused with a segment that we learned in first semester, but this is a segment of a circle. And it's hard to see on my picture here, but it should be easier in your notes. This highlighted part here is a segment. So for a definition here, this is a portion of a circle bounded by a chord. So this segment here is a chord. Remember, it just connects any 2 points on the circle. And the circle. So you may want to think of this, if before we thought of a sector as a piece of pizza, you may want to think of the segment as maybe the crust. All right, so let's think about how we're going to find this shaded area here. So the shaded segment of the circle is the sector. So it's the sector of the circle with a triangle removed. So we actually have to find two areas, and then we'll subtract them to find the area of the segment. So the area of the segment is going to equal the area of the sector minus the area of the triangle. All right, so for this, we're going to do that just like we did in the last section, section 8.5. You can either use proportions the way we did it last section, or you can use a different method if you prefer. And then for the triangle, this is just going to be base times height divided by 2. So let's go ahead and take a look at an example. Let's scroll down to example 1 part A, and let me highlight the segment that we're finding over here. Okay, so that's the segment that we're going to find. So we need to find this sector, and then we're going to subtract this triangle from it, and that'll give us the highlighted segment of the circle. So the area of the sector over the area of the circle, so that we see this is 90 degrees, so that's 90 out of 360. So the area of the sector, we know the area of the circle is pi r squared over pi times the radius is 4 right over here, squared is equal to 90 out of 360. If you wanted to reduce that, you could. Remember, since what we're solving for is in the numerator of one of our fractions, a little shortcut is just to multiply, cross multiply one way. So we get that the area of the sector is going to be 90 times pi times 16, 4 squared is 16, over 360, which should give us 12.57, and then whatever our units are, units squared. And then the area of the triangle is base times height divided by 2. So this base here is 4 because it's also a radius, and the height here is 4. We like right triangles because we can use the two legs as the base and the height. So 4 times 4 divided by 2, which is 16 divided by 2, which is 8. So then the area of the segment becomes 12.57 minus 8, which is 4.57, and we'll just call it units squared since it's area. Alright, so it is kind of an involved process. Just take your time, make sure your work is neat and organized, especially on quizzes and tests, so that I can grade it and get help when you need to. It's not impossible. Again, we're just doing things we know how to do and just combining it into one concept. And we'll see you in the next video.